like to wish you a happy new year 2025, and I'm happy that you are there again. This is the first video from my channel this year, and it's about the topic of sharpening. You probably know the problem, so I cook quite a lot. If such a hobby as cooking, a pizza oven, etc., do a lot, you need more knives. And the problem is with the knives, they always become dull. And until now, it has been the case that I have sharpened it again and again with a sharpening stone like that. But the problem is, if you have a knife like that, they usually have a kitchen knife with 15 degrees per silk, i.e. 30 completely sharpened, and you can't get that optimally on a sharpening stone like that without a holder. So you can build yourself up, but it's not optimal. And since I still have a lot of chisels and other tools in the workshop, like axes, etc., after many years, I finally managed to buy a machine, and it was very difficult for me. So I looked and looked, so there are a lot of them here. So there are these blue machines in the low price range, which I looked at. I didn't really like them. Then there is the top model, namely Tormek, which is of course the market leader, i.e. the Rolls-Royce or Mercedes among grinding machines. But it was too expensive for me, and I searched for and made it for a long time. And then I found a machine that I really liked at first glance, and the equipment and accessories are all pretty much there from Record Power, and I ordered it. It also came, and I would like to now unpack it live. I would like to show you what is there, and because of course I didn't order all the accessories from Record Power, because there are a few things from Tormek that really convinced me technically, and I ordered them because the huge advantage is that the accessories are compatible and that I can use, and I will now put the box on the table and then unpack it together with you. So then I go ahead, get the box of my knife first on the Letterman side, and a relatively large box has arrived, and I decided to give it up as it is quite heavy. However, there's a good aspect to it. It's not sponsored or anything. I bought it myself, and I like the dealer because it has high ratings and they create excellent videos. In the videos, I closely observed the machine. That really convinced me, and I'm excited to unpack it with you now. The famous Letterman UI, which is a gigantic device, comes with accessories on the side. We'll place the additional items on the side so they're handy. We received a delivery note, and now we'll unpack the entire package together. Do we need to do it this way? Let's click here, and there it is. A massive piece. Let's unpack it together now. Yes, welcome back. Now we have removed the outer packaging. Now the inside will be opened. We'll carve it up, and then we'll have a look at what's inside. So, then for the first time we can take it out and then give it 3 times what's in it. Then we have the wet container here. I put it on the side. Then I have the English machine like this. Then we have the disc in here. And we also put the mounting bracket out here. I'll take the disc out. That's difficult with the styrofoam. I'll try it. If I tilt it a bit, It'll break quite a bit because it's already a bit sensitive. What's the best thing to do with the box? So full of styrofoam. Then let's take a look. If it goes like this, that's again, of all things, that's quite stubborn. But you should be careful about that, because a lot of batches will crawl when it bangs down. It's relatively soft material. Then let's unpack all the parts first. And so let's make a polishing paste here. I will then go into it in detail. A CD with films, a thick manual or several. Then we will make a blank here to adjust the burr with the grinding wheel. So I'll do it. And then we probably have dissecting stone here. Then we have a gauge here to measure an angle at all. Then we have this diamond stripper here, where some other manufacturers pay 60, 70 euro, is included here. And then we have the holding tool for straight tools, i.e. for chisels, etc. Just like here, we still have an out the drawer to store the accessories. So then we actually still lack the actual machine, which I'm making now. Oh, the leather disc is already on it. Ich stecke die mal raus. Yes, make a very good impression first. Metal housing this drawer in, that's still really like that you have all the accessories. The machine cleaned up nicely like that. First of all, we have to do it right away. Let's see what the concentricity of the machine is like, whether it runs so nicely and cleanly. So, in the next step, I would like to check how round the shaft runs, whether it spawns or not. That was one of my biggest fears when I buy a machine like that I would get one that runs 100% smoothly. And I once made a setup here, a tripod from the side, which I put directly on the shaft hang like that, because I'm of the opinion that if I put a sandstone on it, I can't judge it because there's a sticker on it and it's a bit irritating. And that's what I have here. Directly put the tripod on the world, and now I'll turn it on. I have to wait until the wobble stops. I also have a camera from above that you can shake briefly so that you can see it from above. So that you can see that I'm not doing it wrong somehow, right? Shit, or somehow a wrong setup. Those are the simple means that I have here, and now you can look at the distance here. Then you can see whether the thing eggs or not. I'll turn it on now until I think you can see that it's running nicely. Then I'll turn off the machine again and turn on the control. Let's go faster. This is the highest speed. And now I'm winding them down completely again. And now we're making them out. So I would say the part runs really smoothly. So my biggest fear is eliminated. The machine stays in the house. Which I also think is good is this fuel guard here. You have to get parts for other machines. Here, the water practically runs back so that not all the water goes over the sanding edge, but it still runs onto the machine. It's not 100% stop, but it's good protection to prevent everything from getting so full. So, then I would like to go into exactly the accessories, which are all there is here. Let's start. The most important thing of all is this grinding wheel. It's such a sandy material. It looks quite heavy, and the things are quite sensitive. So you should be careful that some fall under it or get stuck somewhere because they jump relatively quickly. Let's put it on the side that it is safe. So then we have a drawer here that comes into the device from the back, and you can then put the accessories, etc. in there. So as I said, store accessories for everything that belongs to the machine. So let's continue here. Then there's a DVD with instruction videos, and so that you can see how the machine is assembled, set up, etc. Then a VDA polishing paste for later on for the leather is practical to remove the leather strap. If you have sanded on the sand disc beforehand, you can then remove it over the leather strap, practically like a car polish. So there's a holder here. This is for straight tools, such as chisels, for example. You can clamp it in there, and you can then use this tool holder here. It is then inserted into the machine. I'll show you that. You can push it on it like this, and then you can move the tools back and forth like this, like that. Then I have to open the box here. It's such a stone preparator, and that's it. Stone has different grains, and you can practically prepare the disc in a certain sense, making it rougher if you want to remove more material, or finer if you want to make a fine cut. This means, for example, if you want to sharpen a knife, you can then remove more material. Although I would rather do that with a dry grinder, not with a snack grinder, because with a snack grinder, it is a rather lengthy matter, so that's it. Such a protractor, that's more like that. Well, we certainly could have saved It's Nothing Special now, and that's actually what that's supposed to be for if you don't know what angle your knife has. If here, for example, I'll take a look here and later you also measure a sound. If you don't know, for example, here you see there are two different angles. Then you can hold the knife in like this. You can turn it here, and then you can theoretically see the angle there. How the blade is practically ground. But there are extensive tables for this, and I would rely more on them. Or alternatively than me, if you get a better protractor, because it's good for the first moment, but it's not that special. So cheap part like that, then it's included, namely the part here, that's used for that, and 2 wheel meters above here, a scale. That you can see what diameter the stones have, because the stone then, of course, wears out over time, and the problem is, the smaller it gets, then the angle of the next one knife fits. You can adjust it here. That's now 250, then 200, etc. Can you tighten this here? And then can you adjust the angle you want to grind here? And can you then transfer that to the machine? But here I have a better solution because I don't think it's that great. What is still there, we have to cut open here. And that is from stone. Sandstone naturally becomes round over time or gets dense, etc. And so that it is always 100% flat. There is this grinding diamond where you can peel it off, which then becomes practical. I'll show you later when I made it on top, and then you can remove the grinding wheel perfectly. That it is 100% straight. So, and then there is the water collection container, of course, where the water is in it, where the stone runs in it, and where the water is also collected again. So these are the parts here, and now I'll show you what I ordered as an alternative. This is simply from Tomek. This part for adjusting knives. I have seen this very often, and I really liked it because it is relatively light. Of course, I'll also show this on the machine later. If I can effectively use live, you have the option of practically hanging it up there like this. Now tip it in, and then it is placed on the grinding wheel. And then you have the option, when the knife is in the holder, it will be placed here, and then you can adjust the angle exactly. But if I show everything like this later, that was the first part that I delivered here, and this is the second part. And I really like that because the idea behind it is that if a knife gets stuck here, the normal holders are like that. There you have a fixed leg at the bottom, and here you have the possibility, because both legs are movable. The knife is practically clamped on both sides here. You can also close it, and it has a huge advantage that the cutting edge is always in the middle. So it can never be out of the middle. And then what I liked about it is that if you are in the outdoor area, the fact that many knives, which are then ground so that they are more durable, are called crowned, i.e. normal knives, have such an edge, that's how I put it. And crowned is more like that round. And it has a huge advantage that the bells are simply more stable. Because in the outdoor area, it is like that. For example, he hits the wood with a knife like that, and you don't want the edge to break off. And that's why you can grind the part wonderfully crowned. So there is the possibility. Because more and more people are naturally using something like this in the home area. That stuff. They also want to sharpen their kitchen knives into a ball. I'll take a look at that when we give it a try. I have enough knives, then I can tell you whether it's any use or not. I've forgotten there's still something there because it's on. There are extensive operating instructions again. Of course, also in German. You can read everything again in French, I think, and then in English at the back exactly. And that was all the accessories. And next I'll set up the machine, and then I'll do a test to see what the concentricity is like. So, welcome back. Here is a quick overview of what you can do. I now have the machine here. We have this container here. You can attach it here in two positions depending on how big the disc is or how small it is. The disc, we'll do it now, but I only turn it so firmly. I only turn it firmly in the workshop. Once the disc is turned firmly by hand, then we try to attach the obstacle from the side, which is not that easy at all, but it works. Then we have the tool holder. We can just attach it like this. This is the height adjustment, where I can practically adjust the bracket, and of course also in this direction. Now I turn the machine backwards. Then we have the container here with all the tools in it. What's in it? So then you have this turner here, namely the torque. I'll show it for the leather pulley. I'll turn it off. And if you turn it here, you can practically apply the pressure in the other direction. On the rubber wheel, what you see now, increase or take away. So if the discs slip through here, just increase the pressure here, then it fits. Be careful when you put it in. Here is a plastic nose that goes right in there. Otherwise you'll have a problem. So we put it in, then we turn the machine in. At the back, of course, you can also bring the hanger around here or in this direction. Here you can, for example, make controlled peeling on the leather disc. From the angle, you practically ground the cutting edge. So then I put it like this again and rotate it again. And here, as I said, we have on and off switches. And here is the speed control, where you can adjust the speed. Tool is applied like this. I have introduced this additional adjuster in a separate video. It is clipped in like this. You can put it here like this, and then you can put the knife in up there like this here. You can adjust the angle of how the blade is sharpened, and then you can use the height screw here to adjust the angle of how the blade is sharpened here. So we'll do that again. And here you have something else. Is the holder for straight blades, i.e. stinging bone, etc. There is an extensive range of accessories for the machine, either from Tormig or from Record Power. Ist ja compatible. Passt beides. Yes, that was now the packing or unpacking of my machine. So far, I have to say I am very satisfied, and I'm already looking forward to using it in the workshop. And I will, of course, make a few videos when I sharpen knives, axle sharpening, scissors, grinding, insert bags, etc. And then I'll give you my feedback again. In this sense, I was again very happy that you were there, and look forward to the next time you are there again on my channel. Good luck and ciao.